Ever wonder how one of Disney's most iconic villains became a hero? This is the full story of Maleficent. Long before she was feared, she was a powerful and kind-hearted fairy, the winged guardian of the moors, a magical realm filled with wondrous creatures, living in harmony right next to the human kingdom. As a young girl, she met a human boy named Stefan. They became the unlikeliest of friends, and as years passed, their friendship blossomed into what Maleficent believed was true love. On her 16th birthday, Stefan gave her true love's kiss. But the world of men is often driven by greed and ambition. The human king at the time coveted the moors and its riches, but was defeated by Maleficent's power. On his deathbed, he promised his crown to anyone who could vanquish her. Stefan, blinded by his desire to become king, saw his chance. He went to the moors, not for love, but for power. He met with Maleficent, lulled her into a false sense of security, and gave her a drink that put her to sleep. But he couldn't bring himself to kill her. Instead, he did something far more cruel. He took an iron chain and brutally sawed off her magnificent wings, stealing the very essence of who she was. He presented the wings to the dying king and claimed the throne. When Maleficent awoke, the physical pain was immense, but the pain of betrayal was unbearable. The boy she loved had shattered her trust and stolen her ability to fly. Her heart hardened, and the once vibrant moors began to reflect her growing darkness. She rescued a raven named Diavel, turning him into a man to be her eyes and ears, her wings in the human world. It was Diavel who brought her the news. King Stefan and his queen had a baby daughter, Princess Aurora. Consumed by a thirst for revenge, Maleficent crashed the christening. This is the scene everyone remembers, but now we know why it happened. With all the nobles gathered, she presented her own gift to the infant princess. She cursed Aurora, decreeing that on her 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into a sleep-like death. And to make the curse unbreakable, she added a cruel twist. It could only be broken by true love's kiss, something she no longer believed existed. In his terror, Stefan ordered all spinning wheels in the kingdom to be destroyed and sent his daughter away to live in a cottage deep in the woods with 3 bumbling pixies, Flittle Knotgrass, and Thistlewit, to keep her safe until the day after her 16th birthday. He thought he could outsmart the curse, but he underestimated Maleficent's resolve. Maleficent watched from the shadows as Aurora grew up. She called the child Beastie, keeping a cold distance. But the 3 pixies were comically inept caregivers, often neglecting the young princess. It was Maleficent, the very person who cursed her, who secretly protected her from harm. She guided her away from cliffs, put fairies to sleep so she wouldn't fall into the river, and ensured she was fed. Through Diavel, she watched Aurora blossom into a kind, curious, and cheerful young woman, completely unaware of the curse hanging over her, or the dark fairy who was her silent guardian. One day, a teenage Aurora wandered into the moors. Instead of being afraid, she was enchanted by its magic. It's here she finally came face to face with Maleficent, whom she recognized as her fairy godmother from the shadows. Aurora's innocence and unwavering kindness began to chip away at the walls Maleficent had built around her heart. She started to feel something she hadn't felt in a long time: affection, a maternal love for the girl she had once despised. Overcome with regret, Maleficent tried to revoke the curse, but she had made it too powerful. It could not be undone. As Aurora's 16th birthday approached, She told Maleficent she wanted to live with her in the moors, turning her back on the cottage she believed was her home. It was during this time that Aurora met Prince Philip, a charming young man she encountered in the woods. They had a brief, sweet connection, but Aurora's heart was truly with her godmother in the moors. On the eve of her birthday, Aurora learned the truth about her identity and Maleficent's curse from the pixies. Heartbroken and feeling betrayed, she fled to her father's castle. King Stefan, who had descended into paranoia and madness over the years, locked Aurora in a room for her own safety. But the curse was a force of its own. It lured Aurora to the castle dungeons where the destroyed spinning wheels were kept. Magically, a spindle reassembled itself. Aurora reached out, pricked her finger, and fell into the cursed sleep. Maleficent, feeling the weight of her actions, knew there was only one hope. Believing Prince Philip could be the source of true love's kiss, she and Diavel abducted him and snuck him into the castle. Philip, coaxed by the pixies, gave Aurora a gentle kiss, but nothing happened. The kiss was not true love. It was then, in that moment of despair, that the true meaning of the curse was revealed. Overwhelmed with grief and remorse, Maleficent stood over the sleeping Aurora. She tearfully apologized and promised to protect her, placing a gentle, motherly kiss on her forehead. And with that, Aurora's eyes fluttered open. The curse was broken. It wasn't a prince's kiss that saved her. It was the true love of a mother figure, the love Maleficent felt for the child she had raised from the shadows. But their reunion was cut short. King Stefan and his guards, clad in iron armor of fairies' weakness, ambushed Maleficent. A chaotic battle ensued. Maleficent, weakened by the iron, transformed Diavel into a fearsome dragon to fight back. As she was trapped in an iron net, about to be killed by Stefan, she looked at Aurora and told her to run, but Aurora didn't run. She discovered the room where Stefan had kept Maleficent's wings locked away in a glass case. She shattered it, and the wings flew back to Maleficent, reattaching themselves in a glorious display. With her power fully restored, Maleficent was whole again. She was no longer a creature of darkness, but the magnificent winged protector she was always meant to be. She easily overpowered Stefan, but chose not to kill him. "It's over," she declared, turning her back on revenge. But Stefan's hatred was absolute. He lunged at her one last time, and in the struggle, he fell from the castle tower to his death. With the tyrant gone, Maleficent restored the moors to its former glory, turning the darkness back into light. She crowned Aurora as the queen of both the human kingdom and the moors, uniting the two realms in peace. Maleficent was never truly a villain. She was a hero forged by betrayal, a guardian who lost her way, and a mother who found true love where she least expected it. And she proved that even the darkest curses can be broken by the purest light. Thanks for watching. If you want more deep dives into your favorite movie characters, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.